Welcome back to Lift Your Monday, man. It is going to be a great day, a great week. I hope you enjoyed your weekend. Hope you enjoyed last week. Hope you enjoyed last Lift Your Monday. I hope you got a lot out of it. It's a weird format, Trav interviewing me, but it was awesome. I had a lot of great feedback, and I had a lot of great feedback about the way we're going and the direction of this podcast, which I think is what we were missing. And that is what I needed. That is what I think is going to be best for this podcast and the direction we're going. And it's going to give y'all an exact, idea of what's coming every week. So I'm very excited about that. Excuse me. But man, I'm pumped. I'm pumped every week, especially on Mondays. Like I said at the beginning of when we started this, Monday's the best day of the week, because if you start your Monday off right when everybody's starting down, you're already ahead of everybody. But spread that love, spread that joy, spread that energy. Positive energy is so contagious. Take it everywhere you go. Do not let people just be down on a Monday. Spread the positivity, spread the message of why Monday is the best day of the week. Get it out there. Get your day started right. Get your week started right. We need a revolution of why you should love Mondays, why you should lift your Mondays, why Monday should be the best day of the week. It might not even be my podcast that gets your Monday going. I don't care. I just want you to have a great Monday. So get it started off right. Woo, I'm ready to go, man. I'm amped. Woo. I hope you guys enjoyed the new format, like I said, but we're going at it again. And Travis Agagah will be here again, except this time I'm going to interview him. This guy has just amazing thoughts, and he just takes everything so deep and takes it to a whole new level that I can't even imagine. He pushes me on the mental side of things so many times, like really challenges me to think on another level. And I miss out on that sometimes because I'm so right to the point. I'm boom, boom, boom. He's, hey, but what about this? If you took this, why not take it here or here? He's the reason. He challenged me to be more than a strength coach. And that's why I had this podcast. So I had to get him on here. It took way too long, but we got him on here twice now. And it's awesome. He does a phenomenal job. And I'm excited for you guys to hear. Our giveaway ends today. So we'll be announcing the winners. Could be 1, 2, 3. I don't know, but it'll be a surprise. So be on the lookout for that. I'll be announcing that on my Instagram. So if you don't follow me, H_Jones01 is the Instagram. Make sure you go give it a follow. Also, the giveaway is with Flouse Apparel. Flouse Apparel is what you need to be on. It's a clothing line, clothing brand about being in the now. That's what Flouse literally stands for, is in the now. And that's what they're about. It's about active streetwear made for you. They're tailoring it to the person, the people, not just making things just to make things. They want it to be for you. So go check it out. They're about to blow up. They got some deals coming in and things like that. They're on the right path. I highly suggest you check it out. Flouse Apparel, Flouse Apparel on all social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Go give them a follow. They support me. I support them. They don't pay me, nothing like that. I get nothing out of it. It's just about growth. It's about helping others, and that is what I'm here for. Make sure y'all give the Instagram follow and you subscribe. Guys, very important you're subscribing. I know it sounds like I'm just begging you to subscribe, but my podcast cannot grow if we don't have subscriptions. That's how other people can find it that aren't a part of, my community and things like that. The subscriptions will put it on the sites and say, oh, all these people are subscribing, must be interesting. So it pushes that. So please go subscribe. If you know somebody that likes podcasts, share the podcast with them. Have them subscribe. If you have somebody who has an iPhone, but they don't even listen to podcasts, steal their iPhone, subscribe for your boy. Turn off the notifications so they don't even know. But go subscribe for your boy. I really, really appreciate that. Help get Lift Your Monday out there. If you're feeling frisky, go subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. That would be amazing. I really, really appreciate it, guys. Other than that, I hope you guys are ready for today. We have a fantastic session coming, man. Trav, there's times where I'm literally just sitting there like, man, I just love hearing this dude talk, and he challenges me, like I said, but we have just conversations, and there's times where we butt heads just because of who we are as individuals, but we always are able to come to an understanding. And I think that's what makes us work so well together, is we're able to understand. But I'm very excited for you guys to hear his perspective on things, where he came from. I mean, this guy was born in Africa, and he had to move here and to a completely different culture. And And, I talk about his growth that I've seen. I've been able to watch this kid, this guy, this man grow as a freshman in college to a graduate assistant here. And it's so cool to see. You guys are in for a treat, and I hope you guys get a lot out of it. And I want y'all to know, like, the point of these podcasts and the point of bringing all these people on, especially the direction we're going with, talking mainly about success and motivation and drive, is so you guys can take little pieces from it. Don't, we're not all the same. We're not all the same human being, but take pieces from it, find something in there that really helps you. It might not be anything. It might be, man, I don't want that, but I can go in this direction. Take it. That's fine. If you need anything, ask me. We always have our website, qooh.me/liftyourmonday. It's all anonymous. If you have questions, go ahead and put them on there. If you need anything, go ahead and Instagram me, DM me, whatever it is. I'm always down to have a conversation and talk. I love when people reach out. So please, whatever you need, let me know. I'm here for you. Other than that, without further ado, we'll get right to this podcast and get going. I hope you guys are ready. I hope you're ready to lift your Monday. Woo! There's no better day than Monday because people are sleeping on Monday. People are slacking on Monday. People are not ready for Monday. They're still worried about last weekend, but we're on to doing great things today because it's Monday, best day of the week. Get the movement out there. Lift your Monday. Let's have a great freaking day. Welcome back to Lift Your Monday. Yes, we have Travis Agagah here again, but today we're going to switch it up. Today I will be interviewing Travis Agagah, and I'll be hitting him with the same 3 questions he asked me, right? We're switching up that content, and we're coming straight at you with these 3 questions every time so you guys know exactly what you are getting every time you listen. So without further ado, Travis Agagah, again, kind of, tell us your background just in case, the people who didn't get to listen last week, just a quick little rundown where you're from and how you got to where you're at now.
Okay, so my name's Travis Agagah. I was born in Togo, West Africa. I moved to Nebraska when I was about 2 years old in 1998, and I grew up in Gretna. I went to high school there, played football, soccer, other sports growing up too, but those were my 2 main sports. And then I received a football scholarship to Hastings College, where I graduated with a degree in business administration and sports management. And then actually shortly before graduation, I was offered a graduate assistant position in our weight room as a strength and conditioning coach. And I took that. So right now I'm currently getting my master's in physical education and health and assistant coaching in the weight room. I'm also a vice president of BSA, Black Student Alliance, at the school. But that's what I'm doing right now. That's the role I play, and just kind of going with the flow and seeing where life takes me.
Nice. I like it. Definitely a cool story coming from Africa to the middle of Nebraska, graduating with a business degree, becoming a strength and conditioning GA,
All over the place.
Yeah, definitely. And, you're going your own path and you're finding your own way. And we've had lots and lots of talks, especially living together. We're constantly, diving into each other's mental a lot. And a big thing we always talk about is, what we're going to do after this and things like that. And a big thing is success. And that's a big aspect of my podcast is, what is success? So, first question right off the bat is what or who has had the most impact on your life and why?
Well, just to answer in general, everybody that I've ever met and then every experience I've ever had has impacted me in a big way and has made me who I am. But to say who's really impacted me the most, I would have to say my parents, just because those are the people I can look at and really be assured that who I am is okay. They have taught me everything that I've known, and because of them, I am where I am at today. And they've taught me so many lessons, and I'm so thankful for everything they have done for me. And that's the reason why I can continue to keep going. That's the reason why when doubt creeps in my mind, I can shut it out and push it away, because they have instilled a confidence in me that it's okay to be who I am. And to say what has impacted me the most would probably be moving to the United States at such a young age. And I believe it's impacted me the most because since then it has affected the way I think, the way I interact with people, and the way I see the world. Because I came from a different country and I look different, I think different, I speak differently, I have to pay attention to that in every interaction. And it's just been a habit ever since then, because ever since I could recall and comprehend my environment, all I could known was that I was different. And as a kid, all you want to do is be like everybody else. And so just walking into a classroom, walking into a store, looking around and just knowing that you are the only one and the only people like you are your parents, all you want to do is pretty much be at home because it's a safe zone. You feel like you're okay being you, you feel safe. And so having to accept the challenge at such a young age to overcome those differences and try to be myself, it was really hard. And because of that, it's caused me to have some habits. It's also caused me to think a certain way and always feel that I'm different. And that's really affected me. And I'm slowly learning that being different is okay. And being who I am is 100% okay as well. And it's impacted everything I do. And it's something that I have to try to not think about, but also be aware of. Um, Growing up in an all-white community, I was one of the very few Black people at my school. And so that was a shock to some of the students there already because that was the first they've ever seen. And so they didn't know exactly how to approach it either. And so being aware of that, my parents instilled in me and told me, hey, you will be different. You are not the same as them. You are from somewhere else. And always remember that. And so the minute I walked into school, I knew, okay, it's going to be a shock to people. I'm different. So I had to kind of put up some armor on and be ready for that. And then getting the influence from school and then bringing that home, it was like my parents also telling me, hey, that's not what we do, because I was getting habits from them as I was learning. And so it was kind of everywhere I went, I was always being told, no, that's not how it is. No, that's not how you're supposed to be. And so I got tired of just hearing no, and I got frustrated because I didn't know which way was correct. My parents' way was correct to them. At school, their culture and how they acted was correct to them. And so I had to try to find that balance of how can I be both and also be myself. And so I was always frustrated, and I knew that I couldn't take that frustration on people because I've seen how being aggressive doesn't help anybody. I've seen the outcomes. And because I've always been observant of my surroundings, I learned from other people's mistakes. And so I always applied to myself, oh, that didn't work for that person, I'm not going to do it. Oh, that didn't work for that one, okay, I'm not going to do it. And so it wasn't that I was trying to be perfect, but I was just trying to find the best way to be myself and the best way to live so I could stop hearing, no, don't do this. No, you're not like that. No, you can't do this. And it was a constant struggle. And yeah, I was always frustrated. And so I really clung to sports. I really clung to my imagination because the only way to pretty much survive and still keep a positive attitude was to dig deep within myself and just always think deep. And that's kind of how I really clung on to religion. My parents really instilled that in me. So I always focused on what the Bible said, what God was saying, when my parents were telling me about the Bible, because that's the only way I felt strong enough to keep going. And so I was always thinking deep. I was taking my frustration out in sports, lifting, and that was just the way I kind of found my peace and was okay with it. And that allowed me to present myself in social environments without looking so aggressive and angry all the time. I knew there was a perception of Black people in America that they were aggressive or this or that. And so I try to make myself not be like that so I wouldn't get stereotyped too. And so that was a constant battle as well. That's really impacted me today too and kind of made me who I am. But just that constant feeling of feeling different has really molded who I am and made me who I am today. And so that's been the biggest impact of my life. And along the way, I've had other impacts. My best friend back at the time, Tyler Ballard, who actually introduced me to lifting, he was my lifting partner. He was the kid who introduced me to football, taught me how to play football. And his friendship really made me feel like I wasn't too different because we connected on this level where he didn't care if I was Black. He didn't care where I was from. He was just interested in learning about me, and I was interested in learning about him. And so we just did everything together for I don't even know, like 10 weeks straight. He spent that in my house every weekend. We'd go to the football games together. We played backyard football together, played video games together. And it was really cool because he accepted me for who I was. And I don't know what it was, but we just pushed each other to be better. And we just both strive for this mastery in the weight room, and whatever we did, we always pushed each other. And he became my best lifting partner. And actually, my junior year of college, he actually passed away. And that was just kind of a reminder to me of who I am and what I need to be doing, and to constantly keep being myself and striving to be the best I can be. And that's also a big reason why I love physical education, why I'm obsessed with the weight room and coaching, because I believe it's one of the best ways to mentally find yourself and to push past limits that you thought you once had. And so being restricted as a kid and feeling like I can only be so much without getting judged, the weight room was a place where I could actually break those barriers and really prove to myself that I can be anything I wanted to be. So that was a big impact on me. Another big impact was my sophomore year of high school. I actually went to a party for my first time and got a MIP. And that night when I got the MIP, I kind of just felt like I had proved everybody right who always doubted me. And it really hurt me because I could see the look in my parents' face knowing that they raised me better than that. And so I really felt that I disappointed a lot of people. And that kind of just told me that stop trying to fit in, stop trying to be like everybody and do what everybody is doing. That is not you. Because when you did it, you didn't feel that gratification or satisfaction. In turn, it pulled me further away from it. And so from then on, I kind of knew, okay, I have to be more disciplined than everybody. I already have so much against me. Why would I make it even harder? And so that kind of set me straight for a little bit. I'm not saying I never got in trouble again after that, but it really kind of just put in my mind to stay disciplined and to really be wise when making decisions. Another person who really had a big impact on my life was Josh Miller. He was a football player that I met when I came to Hastings College, and he's from Colorado. His dad's a pastor. I actually went on spring break with him my freshman year to his house, met his family, and it was just really cool how accepting and loving they were and how much they practiced their faith. And he was impactful on me because that dude could talk for hours and hours and hours, but everything he said was so true and it resonated with me. And I could tell he knew what life was. Not saying he had all the answers, but he could understand what people go through and what I was going through. And last year around this time, actually, he had a brain infection and he had to undergo some surgeries. And we didn't know if he was going to have any recollection of his memory, if he could walk, if he can move the right side of his body. And just going to visit him, seeing him in the hospital and not knowing who we were, it really touched me. It showed me that life is short. And if you don't work to really become who you want to be and find your happiness and your peace, it can be taken away from you just like that. And you don't want to leave this world without knowing what you could have been or what you could have done. And so that really woke me up a little bit and kind of showed me that I got to work on me. I can't just keep living in comfort. And then just seeing his journey and how hard he's worked to be back on his feet, to be speaking, to be helping other people, it really inspired me to keep digging deeper, and that I could go through more, and that what I've gone through is nothing compared to what I'm going to go through, and that I could make it. So that played a big role on me too. And then another person who's had a major impact on me was Coach Wells. He's actually the head strength coach at Hastings College. And when I first came here, he was the grad assistant. And from day one, he was talking to me about correcting my form, correcting my ankles. And at the time, I've already been lifting, so my ego got the best of me. I didn't want to listen. But from day one, he's always been there, and he's always seen how I worked in the weight room. And so when he offered me the position, I really bought into what he was teaching me and what he was telling me. And when he presented me with the 1% culture he developed, it resonated with who I was about getting 1% better every day. Because as a kid, that's all I did was pursue getting better so I could prove to myself and others that I'm just as capable as them, even though I'm different. And so he kind of gave me a purpose, and he kind of gave me direction. And it really caused me to dive even deeper into myself and reflect on my past experiences and what has made me who I am, and what strengths and weaknesses I have, and how I can utilize them and build on them to become better. And so that really kind of changed my life. And it was also a turning point where, like I said, growing up, I was always the one learning from other people because I felt that I needed to be like everybody else. So the only way I could do that was learn from them and become like that. And by taking this graduate assistant position, I was now the teacher. And it kind of showed me that my story and what I know is important too. It can help other people. And that just gave me a strength that I've never had before. And so that was just another awakening moment for me. That just showed me that I'm capable. And ever since, I've just been on this, I don't know, constant journey of going deeper into myself and then just seeing how many people I can actually touch and inspire. So I've had a lot of many things that impact me and a lot of people who have helped me get where I am. But I feel like every experience and every person I've ever met has impacted me greatly.
No, I like what you said right there. I feel like everything for some reason is put into our life and to impact us in a certain way. Some are bigger than others. Some are, extremely small, but at the same time, they impact us some sort of way. And what you were talking about, always having to do, someone always telling you no, no, we do it like this, no, we do it like that. Was there a point where you started to just not listen to that? Not necessarily not listen, but kind of just figure out like, hey, I got to figure out how to do it my own way and kind of not necessarily find the in between, but start to develop your own way, not worry about people telling you no? Or are you still kind of?
I feel like that's going to be a constant battle for me throughout my whole entire life. But coming into college, when I finally kind of got around more of a diverse community and I started seeing more African Americans around me on the football team and on campus, it kind of gave me assurance that, okay, what I'm doing is okay. Because I finally had people that I connected with and related to. But then at the same time, it caused me to get comfortable in a way that wasn't me. And I did that for a while. And then once, like I said, I got into the coaching position, that's when I really learned that it's okay not to be like everybody else. And that hearing no doesn't mean I can't do it. It just means that's just not the way they do it. And so I also learned that hearing no sometimes just causes you to reevaluate your way and make it even better. And it doesn't necessarily mean you have to do it the same way as somebody else. So I've been learning that in like the past year, and I'm really working on it. I feel like it's gonna be something I'm always gonna have to work on, but I've definitely gotten better at it. But I would say the coaching position really taught me that because then I had to learn how to say no to other people.
Yeah. I think a big thing too is, when someone tells you no, okay, maybe you just need to take it back and find a better way to do it. It's not necessarily a no for good. It's a, nah, that's just not going to work or something. I think, that is a lot of time we get, people tell us no, in some sort of way, but maybe they're just looking for a better
way to do it.
Yeah.
The most efficient way.
Yeah. And I think a lot of time we see that in coaching, someone tells us no on how to do something. It's okay. I need to just make it a little bit better and bring it back. And I mean, your story, a lot of people will resonate with, and some people won't be able to resonate with just because it comes like you and me, we come from two different paths, but it's crazy how we come from two different paths, but still
cross paths at the same time
and merge, and we're in the same direction at this point. But now we're in the same direction, but we're in two different levels. You're going this way and I'm going this way. And I think that's super cool. But I mean, it's crazy. You think it's hard to think that other people go through different things sometimes because you're like, doesn't everybody go through like the same stuff as me? But then you might be going through something that's completely different from somebody else, but they can still get so much out of your story, going through, especially moving from Africa to a place that's completely different culture wise. You didn't know what to expect. Your parents didn't know what to expect, but it's led to opportunities you couldn't even imagine probably. I mean, you might not be a strength coach if you still lived in Africa.
Exactly. but yeah, I mean, I just see it as like I used to play a victim of my story, and now I see that I'm a survivor of my story and that it is my motivation. Just like I said, hearing no, it's motivation to like keep showing that it can be a yes, that you can do it. And so just knowing your past and just knowing like what it can do for you is incredible. And just I really want people to understand that your story isn't something that you should be scared of or something that should be holding you back more. It should be what is pushing you, and it should give you purpose.
I think that's one thing I've seen as you've grown from, seeing you here your freshman year to now, is I feel like you are more proud, not that you weren't proud, but you're more proud of being from Togo, West Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Like when people ask where you're from, I'm from Togo, West Africa. I think, I remember like it used to be, oh, I'm from Gretna.
Yeah.
And you used to never say that, but now it's like you're confident in it and you really believe it and you're proud of where you're from. And I think that's super cool to see the growth you've had and the belief in that you've had. Like, this is who I am. I'm not going to hide from it. What you think of it is what you think of it. I know what I believe in it. I think that's super cool. So with all that and all the impacts you've had in your life, our next question is, define what success means to you. And on this podcast, we talked about success. And then last week, you asked me, but, define what success means to you and what it means and how it is achieved in your eyes. How do you achieve your success? Everybody's, version of success is different. So how is it achieved in your eyes?
Success to me means that you can be the same person in the spotlight as you are in the dark. So just being able to be yourself at all times, being your most authentic and real self, I think that is success, because I feel like that is what everybody's chasing after. You can't truly be happy if you're not yourself, because then you're not presenting the best version of yourself and you're not being true to who you are. And eventually that's going to eat you up. And so the moments where you can make your dreams your reality in any way, where you can create that in your reality, I think you're being successful. So each time you accomplish something you wished of doing, that is success. Anytime that what you feel inside becomes what you see in front of you, I feel like that is success, because that's why we have dreams. That's why as kids we have imaginations. And the minute that you can start creating what you see inside, you're succeeding. You're becoming more yourself. You're making the world become what you want to see, what you see inside. And so success to me is just really being able to be true to who you are, staying authentic, and not being afraid to profess it and show it to other people. Because I feel like the more authentic and real you are, and the more you can reflect that, the more you can reflect what's inside you on the outside, I believe you're going to inspire more people to do the same. And if more people do that, I feel like you would have a lot more negativity in the world, because I believe negativity comes from people who don't feel like they can be who they are. Like me, I was only negative when people were telling me no, when people were kind of limiting who I was. And so if we can inspire other people to really become themselves and just keep spreading that, I feel like we would have a more positive society, a more positive world. And to me, that's success. And I relate that to Martin Luther King, his dream. We are living out his dream right now. And that's why he was successful. And that's why we can look back and say he was successful, because he had this dream and he set out to make it a reality. And because he did it on such a big platform and a big level, it inspired many people to keep trying to do it and mimic what he was doing. And that's why we've had progress. And that is success. Progress is success. And so if I can do that myself, if I can inspire and touch as many people as possible and help inspire them to be themselves, then I'm succeeding, even if that's one person at a time, even if it's not seen on a grand scale. I'm affecting someone who's going to inspire somebody else, who's going to inspire somebody else. And that is success to me. Progress, being able to pass something on that can be used later to help somebody else.
And so right there is talking about helping others, and, me knowing who you are as a person, an individual, I know that you are constantly always helping others, going out of your way to help others. And sometimes it hurts you helping others because you put others way before yourself a lot of the time. And, we always talk about saying no, but you're working on it. And I think, how has, your position, who you are, how has helping others helped you reach, your version of success? Your version of, being true to who you are.
I feel like helping others has helped me, because when you help somebody else, if you truly want to help them, you have to do your best to help them. And that means you have to be your best version. You have to give them something that's really going to affect them and somehow inspire them to go and solve the situation they need help with. And so that forces me to really learn about myself and learn about my strengths and learn about what I have to give. And the more people that are asking for my help, the more I have to go learn. And the more I go learn, the more I grow. And so the more I grow, those people can grow too. So in helping them, I'm helping myself grow and elevate even more. Because people come to me with problems that I know nothing about, I have to go learn something completely new. And that's something I can put in my arsenal now. That's a weapon that I have now. So I'm building myself up by building other people up, because I can't lead where I've never gone. So now, even if I have to go to places that I'm afraid of going, I'm going to do it because I really, really want to help this person. And so I'm overcoming challenges because other people are challenging me. And when I overcome a challenge, I can see what helped me overcome it. And that way I can use that to tell someone, hey, when I did it this way, it helped me this way. When I did it this way, it didn't help me. So now I can give real advice that's going to help them in their future. And in doing that, when I help them, they see who I am for real. They see that I'm a giving, caring person. And the more they see that, the more people who know who I am. And so I'm not only showing people what I'm capable of, I'm also showing people that, hey, African Americans are capable of this. They can help you in this way. I'm showing them that you don't have to be the same to help somebody, because I truly believe that we're all different because we all have different strengths. And if we can bring those together, we would all grow in such great ways. And because I've helped so many people, I've grown a lot. And because a lot of people have helped me, I've also grown a lot. And so I know that I can't get anywhere big if I don't receive help. And so knowing that, I want other people to get somewhere great too. I want other people to make it to their dreams. So then I need to help them as well. And so just doing that, it's given me loads of different perspectives and ways to see life. When I come across a certain situation, I can use someone else's story to help me. And so the more I help others, the more I learn about others and the more perspectives I'm gaining. So now I'm getting a worldly perspective from other people, which is going to help me solve worldly issues and worldly problems that I have inside me and also out there. And so helping people just really forces you to grow, and it also helps you touch more people in a positive way so that they can in turn touch others too.
So, finding that path to success and being successful, what ultimately drives you to, be successful? What gets you out of bed? What gets you going? Like, what is driving you every day to help others and be successful in this way?
What drives me is the dreams I had as a kid. And just when I would watch inspirational movies, like Remember the Times is my favorite movie of all times because it really resonated with me. But those visions and dreams I had as a kid of being on a grand scale, helping many people and showing people that even if you're different, even if you come from different backgrounds, we can do something great together. Just like Remember the Titans. They all pulled together despite their differences to win that season, to win that championship. And ever since I watched that, I wanted to show people that being different was okay. And if we come together, we can do something great, like I said, because that's been my story. I was so afraid of being different when I shouldn't have been. And so to show other people that they shouldn't be afraid, that is what's driving me when I wake up every morning. On the toughest mornings where I don't want to get up and do anything, I think about all the people I could help. I think about my little brother, because I know at times he feels different because he wasn't born in Africa like we were. So he's different from his own family. And I want to show him that it's okay to be different. And so just I have a passion and I have a desire to connect all. And I know to do that, I have to do a lot. I have to go through a lot, and I have to reach a certain point where people can see that and learn from me. And so that drives me. I really, really want everybody to be okay with everybody so we can all learn from each other, because I wanted people to learn about me for so long. And so that's my motivation. That's my passion. That's what wakes me up in the morning. That's what gets me going in the morning.
So if you could tell, a young African-American kid growing up, in a predominantly white neighborhood, predominantly white area, what would you tell them just off the top of your head, especially one who's struggling, feels they don't fit in like you felt when you were growing up?
even if you were to fit in now, at some point in your life, you will find that you are different. And so if you feel different now, accept it and be okay with it. Own it. But also learn from the people around you, from their examples. Learn what is right, learn what is wrong. And I'm not saying become them or compare yourself to them, but use the people around you to learn how you want to be and let that become you. Because at some point, like I said, you are going to be different. And so the sooner you accept and the sooner you start embracing it and being okay with it, the sooner you're going to be okay with being yourself. And the sooner you're going to start seeing how you can help other people that are different too. So just work on accepting it and work on being okay with it. And even when it's hard, don't give in, don't conform. Learn, adapt, but don't conform.
I think that's relatable for anybody. I mean, this like I talk about all the time, like social media, it shows you all how people, supposedly live, and people, think, oh, my life needs to be like that. I should live like that. Why isn't my life like that? And then, we get down on ourselves in a way of that. But every single person is different. Like there's no two people that are the same. It's for a given reason, because you're not made to be, you're not supposed to be. And I think too often we find ourselves looking at like, oh, I need to be like Trav, or I need to be like Coach Wells, or I need to be like me, things like that. And we get so lost in it that we forget to just breathe and just, be ourselves and be what it is. Cause, I'm not you and you're not me. And that's good, because we don't need two of each other.
Yeah.
But it works well because we have you and we have me, and we come from different angles. We have different like views on things. That way we can come together and meet on things.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we butt heads on things, but then we always are able to come to like a common ground and understanding, because we see it from different views, but then we come together and can see it from each other's views. I think that's huge. So
it also makes us stronger. Like the more that I think about it, because you can see things that I don't see and vice versa, you end up leaving me with a perspective that I'm able to use later on.
Mm-hmm.
And so we are just helping ourselves become better because we are different. If we were the same, we'd make the same mistakes, we'd run into the same problems, and we'd have the same answers that don't work over and over. So I get to try my way, and if that doesn't work, I get to try your way. And if that works, it's like, oh, okay, now I can use that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's huge, the fact that we're different and not the same.
Yeah, I agree. And like you said, using each other's like ways. Like I've taken a lot of things from you that, you've told me, and I use them a lot of the time now, especially, like the deeper side of things and looking at it from different perspectives. I use that a lot now, but yeah, I mean, I think with the format we're doing now, I mean, I think you got to the point and you really hit success right on the head. I mean, the best part about this, guys, is like Trav's version of success is different than everybody else's. And it's different mine, different than everybody that's been on so far. But it's his version of success. So like it's right to him. But if you knew, like, Trav, like, that is the perfect version of success for him. And it's cool because I've been able to see his growth from freshman to senior, like whatever year it is now.
2014 to 2019.
Long time, but I've been able to see his growth, and you can definitely see his path to success. Like he's on that path, and it's cool to watch, man.
I appreciate that.
Like I said, you like acknowledging where you're from and being proud of it. It's cool. It's really, really cool to see that.
I appreciate it.
So before Trav gets out of here, we're going to hit him with some random questions he has no idea about.
Oh, here we go.
Some rapid fire questions like we've done in the past. All right, you ready, Trav?
Yep.
Nike or Adidas?
Nike. Swoosh.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Yes.
Why?
Because there's meat between two buns.
Okay. If you could be an animal, what would it be?
Lion.
Why?
Because they rule the forest in the jungle. Or the jungle, yeah.
Favorite superhero?
Favorite superhero, I have to say Batman.
Why?
Overcame some struggles to become a hero.
Ooh. Favorite basketball player?
Michael Jordan.
Biggest pet peeve?
Judgment.
Oh, I thought you were going to say anything I do. Early bird or night owl?
Both.
Can live in one place, what would it be?
Africa.
Why?
Because that's where I feel the most me.
I feel like I didn't need to ask why that one.
Yeah.
Cold weather or warm weather?
Warm weather, 100%.
All right, if you're stranded on an island, can only have two things, what would they be?
A dumbbell and a barbell.
All right, if you have dinner with three people, dead or alive, who are they?
Will Smith, Martin Luther King Jr., and Harry Edwards.
Okay. I've actually asked this question to a lot of people, and Will Smith is a very popular answer.
Will Smith is my biggest inspiration.
Favorite musical artist?
J. Cole.
Best rapper ever?
Lil Weezy, baby.
All right. Favorite NFL team?
Steelers.
All right. If you couldn't pick the Steelers, who would it be?
Arizona Cardinals.
What was your dream job as a kid?
Professional soccer player, honestly.
All right. There we go. That's Travis Agagah. It's completely different perspective than we've had on here, and that's what I love about it, because this dude is the deepest thinker I've ever met, and he brings just a completely different world to, like, I'll ask him the most generic question, and he'll come at me with like this answer that makes me just think for like 5 days. So it's awesome having somebody like this on the podcast. And, I was able to have him interview me last week, and then I'm interviewing him this week. And it's just cool to bring two completely different perspectives together. Make sure you check out last week's and listen to this week's, and just kind of compare and kind of hear the differences and realize that it's okay to be different.
Yep.
Like this guy right here, he's a testament to it. He's been through the low, he's been through the high, he's right in the middle. He knows that it's okay to be different, and he's had to find it out. And it's amazing to watch, because I've said it before, like I've just seen the growth, and it's cool to see where he's at now, where he's going. This dude's mind is like 3 years ahead. He's just always thinking about, what can I do to improve this? What can I do to be better here? What can I do to be better here? But still staying in the now. It's a very cool thing to see. So Trav, thank you for being on. Thank you for interviewing me last week. Thank you for being a big part of this podcast. I've said it before on here, this podcast would not have happened if it wasn't for you. So thank you very much for being on.
Man. Thank you for having me here, and just thank you for being you, Ham Jones, and thank you for challenging yourself and making yourself uncomfortable enough to start this and chasing after your dreams and your goals. You've really inspired me to be more myself and to dive deeper into myself. So appreciate you, man.
Thank you. Also, before we get out of here, make sure y'all check out Flouse Apparel right there. Trav's part of the team over there. He's the big marketing guy putting things out. So make sure you go check out Flouse Apparel. You can follow on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all at Flouse Apparel, all the same username. So go check it out. Again, we'll be announcing the winners today on my Instagram. So make sure y'all are looking out for that. Gonna change it up. Might announce 1 or 2 or maybe 3. We don't know, but be on the lookout for that. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great day. It's Monday. It's the best day of the week. Or if you're listening on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it does not matter. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. It's a beautiful day no matter what it is, because you are alive, you're awake, you're listening to Lift Your Monday. How much better could it be? Hope you guys have a fantastic day, fantastic week. We'll see you next week. Nice.